roommates. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. Come on in. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, roommates. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. What a beautiful, beautiful setting. Come on in, roommates. Hello there. I see you guys. Hey. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Ooh. Y'all see this setting and this background just gives me an opportunity to reflect and to just be in a place of stillness right now. And so I'm thankful. But come on in. I cannot see you all's, for some reason, things look a little different right now. I'm not on my laptop. Hey, brother, I see you. Hey, hey, how y'all doing? Come on in. Come on in. Join me from the beaches of the Caribbean. And so, roommates, tonight is going to be a little different for me because I have had the opportunity to just reflect over the past few days. You know, when you're able to hit the pause button and just take the opportunity to just take everything in. Now, the last few weeks for me have been a whirlwind. Like, it's been so many emotional highs, but also so many emotional lows. And I think the more that I come to you guys, I always want to be transparent, but I really want to take the opportunity to just talk about just living in your truth and being able to shut out some of the outside noise. And sometimes that means just removing yourselves, right? But before we do that, I want to start off with a biblical verse, as I always do, right? And it's going to come to us from Proverbs 3 and 5. And it just reminds us that lean not on your own understanding, yet acknowledge God in all thy ways, and he shall direct our paths. I couldn't have ever really imagined where I'm at today, not the physical space, but the emotional space, the professional space, and just being in spaces and places and rooms that I've always been a big dreamer. And I've always thought that I would do, you know, some major things. But you never know what that's going to look like, right? You don't know. We don't have the blueprint, right? And so the last couple of years for me have been a roller coaster. Emotionally, I've been all over the place. And I never come on here and really be vulnerable, but I'm always really transparent. But tonight may be one of those vulnerable days for me because of the reflecting, because of opportunities, but also because of a bunch of disappointments along the way. And we're not gonna make this about disappointments, because, you know, I want to remain on a certain high, but I would be remiss not to mention, you know, some of those bumps in the roads that have not been easy, right? And so no matter how easy something may look to someone on the outside looking in, I want you guys to be mindful that it is difficult to pursue your dreams. It is difficult to go after things when you feel like you don't have the support that you want. But I'll tell you this, God will send you the support that you need, okay? Rumor has it, for those of you who don't know, we were honored for our contribution to the community a couple weeks ago. And so that moment allowed me to do reflecting on a couple of levels, right? It allowed me to see how far Rumor Has It can go and how it is being impactful in the community. But it also reminded me of some of the people that I wish could be with me on this journey are not there. And so that part is disappointing. And so remember a moment ago, I just talked about disappointments, right? So I want you guys for a moment to do a little reflecting yourselves, right? Hey, Tara, love you. I want you guys to do a little reflecting yourselves, and you can drop it in the chat. And just maybe drop in the chat, like, what are some of the things that you are struggling in or struggling with as you pursue your happiness, as you pursue your dreams, right? As you pursue the things that you want out of life, right? And for me, it has been a multitude of things. So there's anxiety that comes with just not knowing what's next. You know, you work so hard to get those things that it is that you're looking for and you're working for, but you sometimes don't know how it's gonna come about. I had a wonderful opportunity, guys, just a week ago, to do something really major in my styling career. And for those of you who know, you know, right? I've been styling, you know, unofficially for a few years now, but I went to Paris back last year in October to really just kind of learn the ropes, learn the lingo, learn the professional way to carry my business. And so with that, I started to pursue clientele at the level I want to be at. And so I had a wonderful opportunity to style a now NBA player and that was doing the draft and after the draft. And so I'm thankful, so thankful for the opportunities that God, hey bestie, love you, that God is ensuing upon me and is bestowing, is the word I was looking for, upon me. But again, there's no blueprint. I was telling somebody a story. I was telling somebody a story the other day about, you know, being in spaces where I really don't have people who are really close to me that I can go to for guidance, right? There's ain't no shade or no tea in nothing that I'm saying. And that I took it back to when I was in high school. And so I had gotten all these scholarships and was graduating at the top of my class. And I remember being so discouraged, anxious, nervous, but excited all at the same time. Because I knew that there had to be a bright future for me to be in the place that I was at, graduating valedictorian from high school, a teenage mother, right? Not really having it all together and not even knowing how to fill out a FAFSA, right? Not knowing how to, I mean, I knew how to do an application because I had already had a job, but it just was so many things that I didn't know. And I want to tell you guys today, do not allow fear to cripple you. Do not allow outside noises and the lack of support to cripple you. Understand that everything that we have, every talent, every gift, all of our, like, we possess that. We possess that at birth, you know. And so I don't want anybody to be discouraged. I want to stand here in the gap with you guys to let you know that no, it's not easy. It's not going to be easy. But you have to continue to push through. You have to continue to believe and trust God. You have to understand that you may not have all the answers, but you can seek those answers. God tells us to seek them from Him first, you know, and I hope it doesn't get too dark on us because the sun is setting. And I want to, you know, I really want to get through this with you guys. But I wanted to start off in a space where you guys understand that you, even if you feel like you're doing it alone, you are not alone. and that there is no true blueprint to any of this stuff, right? And so there's no true blueprint, and it's so many things that could count against us in any given moment. And so what I want you guys to understand is that don't go trying to correct any stories, right? Sometimes you really do have to outgrow the audience. Your audience today is not going to be your audience tomorrow. Your support today is not going to be your support tomorrow. But that doesn't mean give up on those things that you want for yourself, right? Sometimes the biggest thing you can do is bet on yourself. It's bet on yourself. It is so challenging. It's so challenging, guys, at times to push forward when you just don't know what's next. Okay? And so I appreciate the comments and the love. And so what I want you guys to know is that through your times of growing, through your times of navigating, there are going to be some moments of just feelings of being overwhelmed, but just do not give up. And so I sit here with you guys in this beautiful place, and I've just been doing a lot of reflecting, just taking the time that I need to understand what are next steps for me. I can, you can, we all can have these wonderful, beautiful visions. For the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. So you should be doing that, right? I want you guys to do that, because that is you really speaking life over the things that it is that you want for yourself. So you write that vision and you make it plain, right? Don't worry about those things that's going on in the background, because everything is not meant for you to respond to, and everything is not meant to destroy you either. Those things that are hurting you, those things that have hurt me, are some of the best fuel for you to continue to go on, and for you not to be leaning and trusting on anyone but God, because people will switch up on you. People will switch up on you when you've done nothing to them. You know, so believe that even if it's some changes that you have to make, and I'll tell you, on this journey, it will be changes that you have to make. A lot of times it's changes within yourself. Sometimes it's changes within your environment. But many times it's changes in the mindset. And so when I say you outgrow, the people that you started with, sometimes that is just the fact. And let's be clear. I want to be very clear. When I say outgrow, I mean that in a way that all of us should be growing in ways that is going to be beneficial for us. And so I don't mean outgrowing people. I mean outgrowing your past situations. I've gone through so much stuff, so many ups and downs. I've battled so many demons and devils. I've been fighting against myself for so many years, not believing in myself. And I know people do not believe that. Like, people see me show up so confident, so vibrant. Those things are true. Those things, you can't make that up. But the other part of that is that their struggle in figuring out how to navigate as you are growing, how to keep going when you lose people. I don't think any of us wake up today and say, let me lose this person that I've been friends with for 22 years. Let me not be okay with my family. Nobody wakes up and want to be in that type of space. But in all actuality, sometimes we are kicked out of the circle simply because we are just daring to be different, daring to go out on a limb, daring to bet on oneself. If you don't do nothing, roommates, for the rest of 2025 and the rest of your life, bet on yourself. Do the things that makes the most sense for you in your life, okay? And so, on your journey, on my journey, there has been so many spaces of me feeling like I'm misunderstood. And I don't know, can y'all drop in the chat what are those feelings of being misunderstood, or what is it that leads to a person to feel misunderstood? Okay. Okay. Didi, I don't know if you're trying to join my live, but you can. I have no problem with it. And then how do you combat those things? Do you fight against being misunderstood? Do you try to argue against it? Do you try to do you try to plead your case? Like, what do you do in moments of, hey sister, what do you do in moments of just trying to navigate that? Tara is saying that struggle is success. Struggle is success. Roommates, I have come a mighty long way, but I got a long way to go still. You guys can't hear me? Some things are not to be understood. Tara, speak that. Okay, let me raise my voice. Let me raise my voice. Because Brown Fox is saying you guys can't hear me. Drop a thumbs up. Let me know y'all can hear me. Facebook and Instagram, because I'm right here with both of you guys. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Now you all can. So, Tara, I love that you said that some things are not to be understood. And I love that. I love that because I've spent so many years trying to be understood. But the crazy thing is, when you go about your way and go about your life and be adamant about being okay, even when you don't have the support, even when things around you seem to be crashing down like these waves behind me, even in all of that adversity, sometimes you don't understand your damn self. There are times, guys, where I'm just like, what am I doing? And how am I going to get this done with me dreaming so big? We got to go through things and learn from experience. Well, experience is our biggest teacher. Experience is really and truly our biggest teacher, right? We become wise from the lessons that we tremble through and stumble over. We become wiser and better as a result of those experiences. Some people don't want to understand you. And that's where I'm at in my life, guys. I am a God-fearing woman. I try to put everything, God first in everything that I do. Anytime I go live with you guys, I pray a wonderful prayer before I even hit live, because I want the things that I am saying to be used for God's glory and not for mine. I pray that my testimony can be someone's breakthrough. I say that all the time because here's the thing, all of the tests turns into your testimony, which then when you can give your testimony, all it takes is one person to hear it. All it takes is one person to hear that testimony, and it can be their breakthrough. So I don't want you guys to get discouraged when it does seem like people are against you, when it does seem like things are not going your way. I want you to stay rooted in God and understand that this too shall pass. And so I want to do a little reflecting on my earlier years in life. Right? I told you guys I became a teenager. I became a mother as a teenager, right? Not proud of it, but that was my first test, real test of time, because it taught me, one, that I had to put somebody above me, It also taught me that I wanted to give love to a child, because if you know me, you know I never keep it a secret. Like, I wasn't raised by my mom or my parents in general. I was raised by my grandmother. Some of the best love I got in this life, and some of the best wisdom. And so I'm not, I don't frick and frack in that. Like, that doesn't define me. But what it did do for me is it made me be serious about motherhood, right? And so we should be our biggest fans. So holler to the top of the mountain to yourself. And everyone ain't gonna be happy for you as much as you are for yourselves. Listen, Tyra, you cutting up tonight. I mean, if you really just want to join the live, you could join the live, because I'm appreciating your input, right? And so be proud. My brother Q is saying be proud of it because of who you are today, because of the past that you came from. Exactly. And so though, you know, I became a teenage mom, that taught me how to love someone unconditionally. It taught me how to put other people before me. It taught me how to be willing to give my anything and my everything, right? And it's funny because my son is now 30 years old. And yes, 30 years old. And I grew up with him. I was not the perfect mother. I wanted to run the streets. I was doing things I ain't had no business doing. And I did a lot of stumbling over myself. You know, and my son may have, you know, experienced some things because I was so inexperienced at everything, right? But he taught me strength. He taught me to stick with motherhood. He taught me to stick with love. And for that, I am forever grateful, okay? You guys are cutting up. And so, though it wasn't easy, right? Nursing a baby, going into college, days before I was getting ready to go into college, I ended up like having one of the biggest hurdles of my life to happen in my life, okay? And I'm not going to give all of the story because I'm going to talk about that story very exclusively really, really soon. But I'll tell you this. Being in a space or being in a place where I should have been, but circumstances just happened, right? Circumstances happened, and I ended up going to jail, y'all. Lord, I ended up going to jail. This was days before I was getting ready to go into college, to start college as an 18-year-old. And baby, that changed the trajectory of my life forever. Okay? And I can chuckle about it because that fight was a fight all the way from 1996 to 2024. Yes, just 1 year ago. And when I tell y'all I fought to get my name back, I fought for freedom of the system and having an X on my back. Boy, y'all, I fought a long, seemed like it was going to be never-ending fight, child. And I got my life back last year on my grandmother's birthday, June 18, 2024. My name was completely cleared of everything, but it was a fight, y'all, from being told no to entering into the College of Education. I thought I was going to be a teacher, but people tell me all the time, you may not be a formal educator, but you educate us all the time. And so I'm thankful for those type of compliments. Other things that, so I had to change my major. I had to shift. And again, doing all of this while being a young mom, right? And being not really having nobody to go to because wasn't nobody really going through the experience. No one had ever been there, done that. So I had to navigate in that stuff as much as I can. And so with that, y'all, Baby, I crawled myself up out of that hole. It seemed like the more I was digging myself out of that sand box, the more sand was being pulled up in there. But I stuck with it. And roommates, I want you to stick with and stick by anything that is for you. Anything that you are pursuing, anything that you want to happen for your life, no matter how frustrating, no matter how hard, no matter how antagonizing, no matter if you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, roommates, I need you guys to not give up on yourself. I need you guys to understand that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I'm looking and I'm getting emotional at some of these comments that I see, because some of these people know exactly what I'm talking about. But also, this isn't just about me. I'm speaking to you, roommates. I want you to understand that no matter, don't you be judging no book by its cover. Roommates, don't do that. Understand that it is tough. It is hard to navigate when things don't feel good. When you're sick, when you're unable to care for yourself, when you're unable to do things for yourself when you want to or when you need to, when you feel discouraged. Just know that this is a test. And hold on, guys, because Instagram, y'all good. Y'all are okay with me. Facebook, I feel like it's dark over there. Instagram, y'all good. And because I know exactly what you're talking about. But you did it. You did a great job. Yes, you did it, bestie. Listen, I ain't done doing it. I ain't done doing it. Yeah, it looks so dark, Phoenix. Y'all know my executive producer here, honey. Honey, she helps me keep it together. I can't do this stuff without her. I tell her all the time. She one of the best things that ever happened to me, and not just for Rumor Has It, just in my life in general. But y'all, Phoenix, it failed. Yeah. Okay, I think I could put it back on up there. Oh man. So again, we gotta, don't correct the story, y'all. You know, some people are going to take pride in misunderstanding you or not wanting to understand you, but they don't even know the full story. But I tell you this, you know what's the most disheartening thing? One of the most disheartening thing is when someone knows the exact story and then they just switch up on you, you know, for no apparent reason. But I'll tell you what it is. What someone told me, and you guys have heard this before, you know, people seeing you what you don't even see in yourself. And so you gotta understand that. You gotta believe in yourselves, and you gotta stand in it and stand on it for the sake of yourself. Okay, and so outgrowing that noise and doing it in spite of, that's the strength. That's the strength right there. You need to kick in every door that has been closed on you. If they don't give you a seat at the table, you build your own table and you sit there by your goddamn self and you build your own team. Understand that everybody is not going to be happy for you. I asked God, y'all, a couple of years ago, very, very adamantly. I said, listen, please remove anything and anybody that's not for me. And I'm going to tell you this. Don't play with God and don't ask God for nothing that you ain't ready to receive. Because I'm now in a place, I ain't never been so isolated in my life. Even in a room full of people, at times I still feel like I'm by myself. Because that is what sometimes it feels like. Because, you know, people, we talked about this some time ago. And, people wanting to humble you and want to, as opposed to clap for you and support you and help you on your journey of what you're trying to achieve, people would rather isolate you and say things like, who she thinks she is? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? I had it to come back to me that, some people had said, who is she to do a podcast? Well, I guess they forgot that I got a whole degree and license in the realm of therapy, in the realm of helping people. But it was okay when I was using my resources to personally help you. But when God gives me the green light to move forth to help his people in general, that has rubbed some people the wrong way. And of course, they ain't going to admit to it, roommates. And so I want you to understand that you ain't delusional. You're not delusional. The calls are going to stop. The chatter is going to happen. People will just make up shit out the blue about you simply because they're not happy for you. But even through that, you got to rise above it. Okay? Building a team. You got to build a team. You do. That's why I do not subscribe to that no new friends stuff. I got people that I have met in the last 2 years that have supported me on this styling journey and on this journey of podcasting and on this journey in life more than the people that's been with me my whole life. And this is reality. Again, it's not delusion. You don't let nobody minimize your feelings. Don't let anybody minimize what it is that, when you bring something to someone and try to communicate like what the issue is, you be ready for whatever the response is. You may get a real response and you may not. But that's why we are not correcting the story. Let them say what they gonna say. Let them do what they gonna do. Okay? Q say, you speaking. Oh, man. Bestie, she thinks she's better than everybody else. Y'all, listen. Because you work hard for your stuff and because you want more for your life and in your life, that doesn't mean you're subscribing to an inferiority complex where you think you are better than people. I'm in a bubble right now. Literally. Because sometimes your presence, your sheer presence, offends people. Just by simply showing up, it offends people. You know how many times I've been uninvited, not because I didn't invite people to my stuff, not because I didn't got into it with a person. And I'm not going to say uninvited, but I say that because at one point I was invited. But then people start to exclude you purposely. People really will try to exclude you purposely. My best friend, boy, that's my dog there. That is my quiet during the storm. And she gonna tell me about myself when I'm wrong, when I'm right. She gonna get me together. She might be biased, but she's still gonna get me in order. But she used to joke around all the time years ago, even way before today. And she used to say to me, they don't want your ass at their party because you're gonna show up sharper than them. Dressing in these clothes, y'all, is a gift. I don't even think hard about it. I don't think about what I'm wearing in your party. If your party next week, I get up and I put it on. Once I do this makeup, I put on what makes me look good and feel good. I might have to change 10 times because, baby, this fupa, this fupa is real. I'm just telling my brother, I need to get my ass in the gym. Because, honey, I have to change a lot of times these days. I ain't used to have to do that. But, honey, now I gotta dress for this body so I can look halfway decent, okay? But I don't have to think hard about putting on clothes, y'all. I don't. That's just the gift. I don't pre-plan outfits. I don't think about, like, the wardrobe is massive. And by the grace of God, I'm able to just go in there and grab the things that I want and have something for any occasion. Okay? And so, that just have always been a running joke with me and my best friend, that, girl, them people don't want you at their party. And so, again, if they uninvite you, just take note of it and keep it moving. Don't fret. Don't fret. Don't do it. Because that's what they want. They want a response out of you. You know, I ain't calling you, asking you why you ain't invite me to your party. And I may or may not show up the next time you do it. Okay? And so, Tyra says you ain't even got to try, it just happens. Yeah, it happens. So, y'all, I really don't want to get off topic, honey, because I am just really jamming with y'all. I got these notes, honey. I ain't looked at these notes not one time. But I do want to talk very briefly, guys, on outgrowing betrayal, not being too loyal to where it counts against you. You don't want to count against yourself. Okay? And then the fact of just outgrowing people. It's a reality. It happens. It happens. Don't charge it to your heart. Just charge it to your head at recognizing and understanding that sometimes the chapter in the book is done. Okay? Just know that. You know, don't be so hard on yourselves because, listen, you're on your journey for a reason. And you got to tap in. You got to tap into God, your spiritual being, your higher power. You have to tap in so that you can make sense of everything that's going on around you and you don't lose your damn self in what you're going through. Now, you got to put on blinders too, especially when you're in the pursuit of something. Right? When you're in the pursuit of something, you got to have and put on those blinders. Okay? So I want you guys to remember that. All right? And so not everything that you lose is a loss. Or a loss. L-O-S-S. You know? Because everything and every person comes into your life for a reason or season. And quite frankly, I think they come in at the same, you know, kind of for the same thing. Because the reason is going to be the reason, but the season is going to be the season by which you guys should be connected and aligned in that moment. That moment can last a night. That moment can last many, many years. That moment could last a lifetime. But in whatever moment it is, guys, roommates, you got to know and understand that it's for a reason. And the season can vary from a day or a moment in time. Can you guys think about a time where you met someone or it was just a brief encounter and you never ever forgot that person or that encounter? It's something about encounters like that makes it so special that you never forget about it. And so I don't want to minimize interactions or lessons by the moment or the length of time that they're there, right? Or you're there. But I want you guys to take it at face value for exactly what it is, roommates, okay? And so it has been, y'all, I made 47 years young, okay? Man, the other day, Sunday. And in that, I am the wisest today than I've ever been. And so I don't take things as personal anymore, right? And this is something I want you guys to take with you, and always remember that it doesn't matter what it is that someone is intending to do to you or towards you. It's what you do in those moments that those things are happening to you, right? You have to learn how to rise above despite how difficult it is, despite how hard it is, despite how much it hurts, because God knows it hurts. Roommates, I want for each of us to challenge ourselves to do better by the people who are in our lives that we love and that we honor and that we want, that we got to show appreciation. Stop just minimizing what people are in our lives. I'm the friend that's going to show up to your house with some flowers out of the blue. I'm the friend that's going to call and check on you and joke and laugh just for no reason, just to try to put a smile on your face. You never know how much that means to a person, roommates, and how much they need that in that very moment. Stop minimizing what people are or have been to you. I don't ever want to be in a predicament where I've wronged someone who has been good to me. I don't know about y'all. I do not know about y'all. But I'm going to tell you, my conscience and my conviction to the Lord is real. If I do something I ain't got no business doing, or if I say something I ain't got no business saying, y'all, it eats me up until I can make it right. And making it right ain't running from it. Making it right is coming to the person and just acknowledging, hey, that was some messed up stuff to do. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have did that. And I tell y'all, sitting here right now, as the therapist with a therapist, I tell y'all that all the time too, that I'm only human. Some people think I'm a robot, child. I do so much. And I respond so little nowadays. I used to be very reactive. We have to learn to manage our emotions and manage how we allow people to affect us. I'm really kind of like a silent, I'm really kind of like that silent survivor, right? I've gone through so much and I just survived it in silence. Now, if you are close to me, yeah, you know I was kicking and screaming trying to survive it. But for those of you who don't know me personally, or for those of you who are just getting to know me, there's been a lot of silent battles, y'all. And I know that you too fight silent battles, and that's okay. But in fighting your silent battles, don't shut out those people who are meaningful and have your best interests at heart. Okay? Give yourself some grace, cut yourself some slack, and open yourself up to be loved by the right people. Stop with that no new friends, only my day ones. I'm here to tell you now, I ain't got many day ones. I mean, I ain't never unloved the person that I ever loved. I'm going to always love you. You're going to always have a piece of my heart. But what you guys have to understand is that in your growing through, that's what I like to call it. Because we've been grown. We've grown as hell. In your growing through, you have to really recognize who you are in situations. Don't let the situation define you. Don't lose yourself in the situation. And tonight, I really just wanted to come on here and just really just give it to y'all as raw as possible as it pertains to not correcting the storyline, Let the people have it. And just give you some tidbits on some of those things that I struggle with. It's a struggle, guys. It's a struggle trying to navigate in life and trying to achieve things, and you feel like you're doing it by yourself, or you feel like you don't have support. But build your circle. Build your table. I really hate that I did not get out here at 7 o'clock like I told y'all, so that it can continue to be daytime. But you guys will be able to go back and watch this live and see me go from the daytime to the nighttime on this beach. And I'm just thankful, guys. So tell me this, as we're getting ready to close out. How do you handle being misjudged? How do you handle being misused? How do you handle being misunderstood? How do you handle being mishandled? Come on, roommates. Drop. Give me some gems, because I need some, okay? I don't have all the answers. I'm telling you now, I do not have all the answers. And so how do you navigate that? Ugh, I'm losing my scarf, guys, but I'm trying to give y'all a little shoulder action too. How do you navigate that? How do you navigate not correcting the story? How do you go about doing that? I mean, I know we can all stay silent at any juncture, but how do we really do it? Okay, I see, yes, absolutely. You have to just let people believe what they're going to believe. You don't have to always correct the story. You don't have to correct the people. You don't have to correct their actions. People know exactly what they do to you, and people know exactly how they make you feel. It's intentional. I can sit here and I can tell you that I try my best to be intentional in the way that I interact. I try to keep your feelings involved. I try to understand your personality. I try to just really take you as the whole person on how to interact with you, and do it respectfully. Because you can't be the same person with every person. Some people requires a little more gentle approach. Some people require you gotta have them boundaries, and you gotta stand firm. But either way, you can do it in a way that is loving, and really in a way that is gentle. That is gentle and makes sense for that person that you're interacting with. Okay? My brother Q is saying, oftentimes in silence and other times in prayer, God will always reveal you to people, and they will soon know what they've lost. What they've lost. People know who you are and what you've been to them. Roommates, never underestimate a person mistreating you for you being deserving of that mistreatment. Now, you can try to understand why a person is doing that for you, but I'm going to tell you, people will mistreat you for no reason at all. So don't go beating yourself over the head for it, right? As long as you're happy with your situation, that's it. That's all. I could care less about another person's opinion. I agree. But Tara, I would challenge you to think about this. Does it not hurt or bother you when someone that you love and trust and have been loyal to, for them to become disloyal or betray you? I mean, we can say it doesn't matter, right? But it's hurtful when you've been good to people and then they just turn on you. If there's a reason for you to not like a person anymore, give them that reason. I mean, you're grown, you don't have to. But if that person means anything to you, roommates, you should have a constructive conversation with them to say, listen, I didn't appreciate this. Listen, I feel like we've grown distant. Listen, I feel like you've been moving a little different. And a small conversation can change a person's outlook on any situation that they're in. A conversation from the heart can really change the mindset or the trajectory of the relationship. Okay? And so I'm going to go to my closing segment, guys. Instagram, y'all cut up tonight. I don't know what's going on Facebook. They outside. I love y'all. I love y'all, Facebook. Y'all know I love y'all. Y'all gonna come back and watch it tomorrow or later, okay? And so, in my closing segment, okay, I got something for you all. You don't always have to correct the story. You don't have to go back and forth and defend your name or your honor. Just keep growing. Keep walking in your peace. And when you can't find peace, you walk until you can. And people who were never meant to be a part of your journey will fall off naturally. Roommates, you have to let them go. You have to allow yourself to outgrow any situation, any person, any place, anything that no longer suits you. And so with that being said, roommates, I want to remind us that we should never lean on our own understanding, but yet acknowledge God in all thy ways, and he shall, and he will, and he promises to direct our paths. Roommates, I am signing off from the beaches in paradise, honey. I would have been remiss not to come in this room with y'all today and share where my mind is, where I'm at on this journey and on this pursuit of growing, on learning, on understanding, and on turning my visions and my dreams into a reality. Though it is not easy, and though it has not been easy, roommates, do not allow today's circumstances, do not allow today's betrayal, do not allow today's disloyalty to discourage you from your bigger picture. I love you guys so much, and there's nothing you can do about it. Love y'all. Talk soon.